Hello there and welcome back to the Snooker 19 Community World Championship. This is the second semi-final between JollyJanny 1 and JPageMartin36. Seed number 1 against seed number 4. This is going to be a big match. JPage representing Kyron Wilson and JollyJanny representing Mark Williams. Today I am joined by beaten semi-finalist Lee, known as Halborn13. How do you see this match going, Lee?
It's going to be a good match. John is no walkover by any means. I think he's beat Rainy Lamb in past competitions. So JPage is obviously favourite, I think, on paper. JPage is very, very difficult to play against. And I think overall at the start of this tournament with Rainy Lamb dropping out, I think that made him favourite, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been inclined to agree there. I think up with yourself. And you gave a very good account of yourself this tournament. There's no question about that. But looking at this match, obviously both players being in those first four seeds in the end, managed to get buys from the first round. And just an unfortunate quirk of the tournament that unfortunately Zeta Swoon had to withdraw, which was JollyJanny's scheduled quarter-final opponent. So he managed to get a buy for this match. JPage getting a bit of extra practice in by beating Tom Lewis in the quarter-final by 3 frames to 0. So that might potentially take Jolly out of it slightly. But I should say, none of these players are pushovers. Best of 7 in this match and a best of 9 for the final. But just very tentative safety being played at the start here.
Yeah,
so.
I think somebody's been watching Mark Williams play, haven't they? So they've adopted his break off.
Yeah. Seen a few of those in this tournament so far. And it's certainly an interesting one to go for. I'm not too sure what to think about it myself, but it seems to have its benefits. And to be fair, I think the cue ball, maybe not in this case, but the cue ball usually ends up fairly close to where it would be anyway after a couple of shots. So
yeah, it does. And if you're going for a more attacking break, if you're going to get your power wrong, there's a strong possibility you leave that person on.
Yeah.
As you know, you leave the likes of JPage in from the start, and he's going to make a sizable break, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. But no chance of that just yet. No surprise that neither player is giving anything away at all. Those two reds just on the edge of the pack, I don't think they're going to be too dangerous unless there's a pot that's available from up bulk. But again, you're going to risk opening the reds up, so you're just bringing that one red that could have been a possibility back into the pack. It's a good safety, this.
Yeah, it's
right on the bulk cushion. And let's see what JPage can come back with. So just to make it clear, folks, it is JPage who you're watching from his point of view. So JPage playing the shot now, because I tell you what, when I'm watching some of these, sometimes I have to just make sure I know who I'm watching. So here is JPage. He's just trying to get out of the snooker. The one cushion escape, is this long enough? It's not quite long enough. So he's going to give away 4 points.
I think it's a tester when you play it at that angle. It doesn't matter if you fall short, because worst case scenario you're going to leave him 4 or 8 points or something like that. So yeah, he's just testing the range, I think, from that.
Yeah, I don't see any issue with that. Give away 4 points now. It's it's just common sense, isn't it? Give away 4 points rather than play something that's too haphazard and aggressive, particularly in this first frame, and give away a little bit too much. So
yeah, exactly right.
Maybe played that with a little bit. Well, not too much power, but more power than maybe was perfect. But as you can see, there's no problem with that one. So very tentative start here. I hope we don't get the sort of safety exchange that we got in one of our matches. Was that your match against? I can't remember. It might have been your match actually, but it was certainly one match I commentated on, and there was a good half an hour scrap of safety. So that was.
Yeah, I think it was. Against.
That's right.
Against Big Mac, actually.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was testing at times, but it's completely understandable. We can sit here, smile, and say, "Oh, why aren't they just bashing the reds open?" But it's a lot harder than that, especially in this sort of situation when there's nothing giving, and of course neither player wants to give, particularly in this first frame. I know it's a best of 7, so something a little bit longer. But a good start, it's always imperative. Even in a best of 7, it's still a relatively short match length.
It is, yeah, it is very short. And like you said, you're only going to get one opportunity per frame, and to get sort of 60 or 70, and the frame's over, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Mark Williams donning an interesting waistcoat, nice Welsh coat there. But I was just looking at his back there. I thought, what on earth's going on there? And then he lifted up, and I thought, okay, it's the Welsh flag. I'll let him off. But that looked a bit strange. But no, we'll let him off. Very nice there.
Of course, he was the guy I used last year for the official worlds with sort of Ripstone and all. Mark Williams was my character in that one. So.
Oh, well.
Didn't wear that waistcoat though.
No. No, I don't think it's a daring one to wear, but I don't know. I like it. It's got its merits, but as we can see, a fairly tentative start from both players. Again, as we've said, no real surprise. But we're only 5 minutes in here, so it's not too long of a safety exchange. Those Reds not really doing, and just
I do wonder if that was the right. I mean, it's worked out okay for him, but I assume he couldn't see the Reds across the green, across the front right of the pink to come off the top inside cushion like this angle. I presume he was too close to the green to do that, because that would have been the obvious shot for me.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. Yeah, but as you say, even if it wasn't the optimum shot, he's not left anything. These Reds very much all within that pack, and it's going to be tricky to get this open. It's going to take something like a mishit power bar, or just somebody playing something a bit thicker and trying to play something a bit more daring. At the moment, I can't see that. I don't see why anybody would want to give that chance. Potentially it's their opponent again. Williams just playing, or Jolly I suppose, playing there. I just can't get away from it being Mark Williams in that waistcoat now. It just takes the immersion out of it completely.
That's stuck on you now, Toby, I think.
Yeah, it has, definitely. But just a thin shot there, and no surprise about it. This it's got a bit more pace to it. This is interesting. Is he trying to get this
might roll up
in behind the brown?
Wants to sit down. Oh, very close.
Very, very close. About as close as you could get. Just got a nick on that. That's a real shame, but still doesn't make this easy. It only leaves the one half of the pack open. Obviously, the brown blocks that alternative shot now.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, ideally, he needs to leave it short so you can't see the right side of the pack from the yellow corner pocket. But
yeah,
which I think he hasn't done. But it's either you play it with more pace to come off the bottom cushion and then back towards the bolt line on the left side cushion, which takes the right side of the pack out of the equation. But now Page is set up really nicely to get this up behind the green and the brown.
So let's see how he gets on.
Oh, it's going to flick off the green, is it? Nope.
Ooh.
Just pace, I think.
Yeah, just a bit much pace, but not a snooker, but a valiant safety nonetheless. The yellow off its spot. I think the brown's just come off its spot, hasn't it? Of course, with that slight touch that they had earlier on. So
yeah, that might benefit him. It might not. If you're coming from that right side, I think it's a natural angle, but you've got to be dead weight.
Ooh, where's this cue ball going? It should be okay. Yeah,
that's brave.
Ooh, I thought that was okay.
He's got the potting angle, hasn't he? Oh, he's not even looking.
He has, but he's not you. He's not you. He's not daring enough to take that on. Some of the pots that you took on, I must have squinted so many times and thought, well, I'll tell you what, if you miss this, you're screwed. But if you pot it, then it's
an opportunity. And that's it. If you at least line it up and you're confident that it goes, I don't know why you wouldn't take it, especially if you think you've nailed it in the centre.
Yeah, exactly. I suppose that risk versus reward idea, isn't it? I mean, those sort of shots that you played were very risky, but equally, if the position came right, because it's important to note that even though it smashes the pack open, we've seen so many instances where even if you smash the pack open, you can run out of position, because obviously the Reds can be everywhere and block your route to a colour.
Absolutely.
So very risky, but if it goes right, very rewarding. But in this case, not deciding to go for that pot, so the safety saga continues. But there's been one red brought out, which has come by the black spot now. So
if this bounces enough, no, it's not hard enough.
No,
I have visions of it getting behind the green, but that's not actually that bad, because I don't think he can hit the left side as we look at it. So
I think you're right.
His power has to be right here, otherwise he's gonna push something out the left side of the pack.
Absolutely right. Let's see. Oh, he's played that really well, as thin as possible there. And he's avoided the green and got this cue ball right on the cushion. Obviously, in game, it's nowhere near hard, near as hard as it would be in real life to cue from here. But still, it's a bit of a sticky shot. So, a very good attempt played there, about as thin as he could have possibly got. And,
it's quite powerful. 32. Misses the green, possibly.
But where's the cue ball?
I tell you what, that was a nice little flick off there.
It certainly was. That's helped him out a bunch. That's helped him, certainly. So let's see where we go from here. Only one shot choice available, really.
I think it's what... If he can't see it, I would have guessed it. Oh, he has. He's got enough.
Yeah, just a thin enough nick.
Or if that slows down.
Oh, where's the cue ball going?
Oh, it's
gone enough.
Oh, that's hard.
Wow.
I mean, he hasn't left anything, so it's not a massive drama, to be honest.
No, not at all. Not at all. No. It was a shame because the angle wasn't that bad at all. If he hadn't have hit off that green, he'd have played a very good safety. But it's just the way it is. That fit. These bulk colours getting a little bit of action, as you can see. All of them are now off their spots. So.
And that's why Page is elected to play on rather than make him play again, because he's seen this potential shot to get it behind the yellow green. Not quite got the angle.
Not quite, but as you say, there's no harm in it really at the moment. It
only takes a missed power shot now, and the Reds are going to split.
Exactly. Let's see what he plays. Played a good shot earlier. It's a little bit thicker, so he brings one out. Well, I know you'd be playing this, but will he turn this down again, or will he play? Let's see. Come on, he's got to at least look at this. There we go, he's looking at it.
Yeah, I think he'll take this one.
He's going hell-bent for leather, it seems, if he plays it like that.
I think he's going to have to, because the natural angle's going to push it into the bottom of the Reds. You want to be getting back out for a colour.
So the frame should start to open up a little bit here. That red's gone up bulk.
And I'm just wondering if he's blocked from the yellow. I mean, he's got the brown anyway, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and he's got the blue. He's
got his choice of colours here, really. He's landed very well, actually.
Yeah, they're a little bit covering each other, but I think once he needs to get left side, as we look at it, right side of the black. I think that'll help open it up for him.
Williams is Welsh waistcoat in the background there, but he might be doing a bit of sitting down in this frame, because this is a very good chance for JPage here. And as you alluded to, he's one of these players that I think everyone, it's no secret when you get to this stage, the semi-final, there's been so many good players, so to get to this stage you've got to be clinical, and it'd be no surprise to see JPage make a break that's good enough to win this frame here. But he's been very good throughout the tournament. We haven't seen so much of Jolly, as I alluded to. He had one match off last time as he got the bye, and obviously both of these players got a bye through the first round, as you did. Obviously the top 4 seeds got a bye through that opening round, but
13.
Yeah, and it was a shame that Zeta had to drop out. I think that would have been a good, really, really good match for Zeta and Page to play that one out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely.
Zeta's a really, really good player.
But it is what it is, and as we said, Jolly will be a good opponent to JPage today. But this frame be a nice one for JPage to take. As with 14. Any match, it just settles the nerves slightly. You haven't got anything to come back from necessarily. You can start to think about pushing ahead rather than looking ahead, I suppose, at the player that got the lead. But this is a good chance. As I've said, this is a good chance, and he's approaching it well. That pink. Deceiving these camera angles sometimes. I thought that could have been a little bit off, but no, absolutely fine in the end. So he's staying on the high value colours. Obviously, had to play that brown first off, but he's staying on the high value colours here.
Pink's on the green spot now because it was occupied, but
which makes things a bit more awkward because the black is blocked, so he's going to have to play the blue here.
21.
Unless he wants to play one of the colours of bulk, I suppose, but.
Yeah, I think blue's the option. It's the difficult thing with the blue is if he's screwing the white ball back, he needs to get between the gap of the black and the 2 reds directly above it.
Yeah.
And it clears that problem red then.
And this is so much easier on the easier difficulties because you've got that aiming aid, but on Master Plus it's just intuition. I guess it would be in real life, I suppose, but
yeah, it would, yeah.
It's just knowing where to hit it, and he's gone for the, I suppose you could say, more the safer shot, but he's played it well. At the end of the day, you can play for these safer shots, but sometimes if you go for something that's a little bit safer, sometimes it actually doesn't come off. He's got a funny way of happening that sometimes, but he's played
27.
that very well, and he's played, if anything, a pretty much bang on straight on this blue, so he's just looking at his angles, but if he gets in the right position, the majority of these reds are potable, so let's see if he can stay at the table.
Looks like he's got a good enough angle. He's pinching a little bit of the middle pocket, which is yeah. Of course, he's still got the option of the pink and then the red on the bottom cushion.
So is he going to play the pink and screw the cue ball? That'll be interesting.
He's probably. I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to get the red between the gap of the black and the two reds above it.
Yeah, this would be a good shot if it works out.
Could have done with coming forward another foot or two, but that's not a bad shot, to be fair.
That's not bad at all. No,
that's dead weight and clears the black pocket for him.
Yeah. Slightly hampered for being on the cushion there, so she's got to judge his power. And yeah, 34. There you go.
A little bit shorter than he would have liked, I would have thought.
And these are the sort of shots that can go wayward. You slightly go out of position, you either recover really well by playing a good pot here, or you miss this. Obviously, Jolly gets his first chance, and he's going to play with a lot of power. He needs to be sure this goes in, which he absolutely does, but
he's played that open for a bit of luck, I think, then.
Yeah.
39.
Yeah. Oh, I thought no, you can't see this to the centre. So
he's either got a tough pot or a very difficult safety shot, actually. Although they are all blocking each other on the right side of the table, so he's not really leaving anything by putting the white ball on the bottom cushion.
He's not, but I think that the chance he'd got, there's no question that he'd have loved to just get a break together and win this first frame. Now it's going to turn very cagey, because there is all of a sudden a big opportunity. Obviously before we had a big pack of reds that there wasn't really anything going, but now we know that
Kyron Wilson, 39.
There could be a big opportunity if a player plays a bad shot here, but that
looks like a plant on the right.
It's a good shout.
I'm not sure if it's pinching too much of the pocket. If it is, then you might have to play it at dead weight, which is risky, but
we'll see what Jolly's thinking here, whether he takes that sort of approach. Just feels like he's got to play something positive to get into this frame, I would say. I just have the feeling that JPage might outsmart him tactically. I don't know if I'm talking out of turn there, but
no. He's JPage is very good at that. He's like I said it early on when myself and Joe commentated on his. I think it was his first match he played. He's a very, very safe player, JPage. He doesn't play ridiculously difficult shots, takes his chances when they come up, and he's happy to play the waiting game as well. He won't just go for something extraordinary just to progress the frame.
Yeah, it's understandable, completely understandable, and just trying to get the cue ball fairly close to where it was, but that's not, it's not a bad attempt. Doesn't leave anything too dangerous, but it does hand JPage the initiative. He's got something up his sleeve here. So, does he try and move this red? Does he just try and bring it back a little bit like what Jolly did, back towards these collection of colours?
I wonder if he's trying to get him behind the yellow.
That would be a shout. Oh, he's played that just a bit too hard. I think what he intended to play that a few percentiles lower, at 45%. I think he'd have snuck in behind the yellow, but just slightly misjudged it. That power bar, if it's not your friend, can be a real pain, but he's left what could potentially be an incredibly tricky pot here, but
I wouldn't imagine he'd take that on.
Yeah,
he's running into the three reds if he takes that red on.
Yeah. So, although it's not the perfect safety, it's certainly good enough to leave Jolly pretty much no chance of getting in here unless he wants to take on something that's brave, maybe even stupid, but just plain. Well.
Oh, he's tried to miss that going back down the table. And he's in now. JPage is back in on this frame.
Yeah, he's going to rub his hands together at that. That is a poor safety shot. You know, getting the kiss coming back up the table is something you dread. Obviously, slows the cue ball down incredibly, and you're bound to leave something on. And now all of a sudden, this opens up. Second chance for Jay Page. Couldn't do it in his first one, although admittedly, as we said, I think that although the Reds had opened up, there were a few blocking one another. Obviously, as you start to get rid of one or two now, then that just opens additional Reds up. But looking at the angles here, there's at least 4 or 5 that certainly go. They've certainly got an angle, so that's going to be enough. Ultimately, he's already got a good enough lead. I'm glad he didn't get down to play that shot that he'd obviously double-clicked the X button for there.
Yeah, definitely.
That would have been painful after all his hard work, but no, of course not going for that in the end. There used to be an analog glitch I know on the Xbox side that if you pulled back the power bar, it just wouldn't register for some reason that or it would register rather that you pulled it forward after something like 5%, so it counts as a foul, and that was in the early days, and it was painful. I had a few deciders that ended like that when it registered that I put the power bar forward and got the foul, and the other player cleared up. Thank goodness that. Well, hopefully it doesn't happen here. If it does, then I've clearly tempted fate. I'll need my crystal ball maybe for the lottery numbers this week. Who knows? But
don't forget us all, Toby Weir.
Yeah, no. Well, I'll try. That's all I can say. I can attempt, and that's what he's attempting here. He's attempting a long blue. He played it well.
I think he was after the stem run.
Yeah,
14.
Yeah, he played the pot very well.
Worked out nicely.
Yeah, exactly. There's a few other Reds on the table. It's a nice thing when they're split. You know, you can play alternative shots, not all just down to one shot. He's left this a little bit awkward on the side
50.
cushion here. So,
Depends how straight the pink is, I think.
yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. Few shots available here, but I would probably be playing the pink.
I'm not sure. If you could guarantee coming off the side and bottom cushion and then coming between yellow and green, then that's the obvious choice.
Yeah,
I think that's why he's taking the green. Oh, he's changed his mind again.
If he is, he's playing this with a lot of pace. Let's see.
Yeah.
The pot's pretty much guaranteed from there. It's just position, and yeah, he's got nicely round
He's got
those 3 there. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
nice.
That is.
21.
That's an excellent recovery from there to be on the red. But this, you know, although it's got a 95% chance of going, these can be missed if you're not careful. So close to winning the frame now. There are 6 reds available. If he pots this one, there'll just be 68 left on the table. So we'll just need the colour. And he's potted the red nicely.
Yeah,
but
nicely done.
22.
Left himself a difficult blue. It's not the easiest pot in the world, but
no, it's frame ball as well. Just adds that little bit of pressure onto it. And I think
It's
you'd
got
like
that-
to get onto.
it's got a natural angle for the red by the black.
Yeah. Like to get an additional red just to make sure that Jolly doesn't come back to the table, at least not in a competitive in a competitive stance. But that's a nice blue, and that should secure the first frame for Jay Page. Took him 2 attempts, but a little bit unfortunate to not do it in one visit. But I don't think Jolly will be particularly worried at that. Didn't do too much wrong. I think giving him that second chance maybe was a mistake. That red just about drops in. That didn't look like he got the pace for a second, but no, it was okay. But nothing to worry about, I don't think, from
28.
Jolly's point of view.
No, I don't think so. No, like you said, he hasn't done a great deal wrong. It's just that red popped out for the early 30-something, I think Page made.
Yeah.
And then, just an error on his safety
35.
shot.
Exactly. Which, can easily happen, and I'm sure, well, he might get through this match with no mistakes, but I doubt it. Jay Page will make some sort of mistake at some point. It's just a question of whether it hands Jolly an opportunity. But you don't get to the semi-final through being handed opportunities, although I'm smirking a little bit here
36.
because he has had 2 buys to get here, but that's not in his control at all.
No, of course it isn't. No. And to be fair, like I said at the start, Jolly he's no slouch, he's no walkover. He is quite a good player at this game, and he has beat the top players as well. So he would have ruffled a few feathers if he had played his matches, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
42.
No, it's a shame that, but he's here now, and so is Jay Page. So that's the tie we've got. You know, Jolly the 4th seed, obviously yourself the 2nd seed. In the end, JPage top seed. The real surprise was, at least from a seeding point of view, the non-seed of Sam Miller's making it to the semi-final.
Yeah.
And
very, very good player. Very good player.
Yeah, I don't want to rub salt into the wounds there.
No, absolutely, no. Honestly, not a problem. We had quite a good conversation through the Discord after our game, and it's quite strange because I don't generally change the way I play my game. I play it the same no matter who I play against. But for some reason, after I made the 95 in the first frame, when he got in, his positional play, I have to say, is some of the best I've ever seen. And his control of the white ball is
50.
Second to none, really. I mean, I think it's quite good. And we was chatting about it after, and I said, you got me in a position where I thought to myself, even when you didn't really leave me an opportunity,
57.
I said you made me think about it more than what I normally would, and it threw me off. It just, I didn't know what. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what to do, Toby. That was the honest answer.
Yeah.
And of course, when it gets in momentum, runs with him then, and the game progresses, it quickly gets out of hand, and then you're on the back foot. And it didn't work out for me at all after that. But
No. So we all know how good you've been in this tournament. So it's going to be a tough opponent to say the least for either of these two. But as we said, both of these two very good players. So whoever gets through, we've got a mouth-watering final prospect. But we're a bit of a way away from that yet. We've just played the opening frame, coming in at just under 27 minutes. But it's been a good opening frame. But Jolly probably looking to get back into this. I thought he was going to play the old Willow break there, but no, it's okay.
That looks really good.
Yeah, it's more than okay, I guess.
Well, that's different. I haven't seen that one before.
It's left
that's close to the
JPage
pink.
a little bit of trouble here.
That's close to the pink, that.
It's going to be deja vu. It's just about right.
That's
That
good.
was
That's
perfect.
Touching ball.
Oh, touching ball.
Ah.
I'd like to think he'd be thinking about getting it up off the bottom cushion and against the green here.
Yeah, let's see. But it is a chance.
See, the hardest thing about this shot for me is that when you're putting top on the white ball, you need to take into account the fact that the ball travels a little bit further than it does if you play it plain ball. And that's easy to forget.
Yeah. Played this one well though.
Yeah, that's a very good line. Yeah, that's the shot.
So JPage in quite a bit of bother at the start of this frame, but I don't think it's anything, it's a bit of bother, sure, but I don't think it's anything that he won't escape from without too much of an issue. Famous last words, I guess, but no, he's okay, and he's put that on again perfectly.
Touching ball.
Touching ball for the second time round. Goodness me, who could write this? There's more than one way to play snooker, and this is some of snooker at its best. It's great stuff, really is. Touching ball twice from JPage, 2 top snookers played by Jolly. Let's have a look what is going to come up next here.
I do wonder if he's got the same line for the yellow line like he did on the previous shot. Got to be careful when it's touching ball as well, because there's an issue with it sometimes where it gives you a foul against you, because it says that you've moved the object ball when you haven't. That's a better line.
That's perfect.
That's very good. I think he's widened that angle now, so I'm not sure that the single cushion escapes on now, because I think the line is the middle pocket. Yeah,
that's right. It's very, very tight towards hitting those middle jaws. But I don't know. I don't know whether I'd blame JPage for trying that one cushion escape. He's going to do it anyway.
Yeah, you might as well. You're not leaving anything by trying it at that pace.
No. Got out of it.
Nicely done.
And it's not touching ball, I don't think, this time. So
No, we
Goodness
are touching.
me. God. So
I'd be
about as
disappointed if I was
tense.
Page.
Yeah, yeah. So as tight as the opening frame to start off with.
Ideally now Jolly needs to be thinking about getting off that bottom cushion and nestling against one of those bolt colours as opposed to just covering the angle to the reds.
This is deja vu.
Oh, that's got to travel.
Oh. It's not potable, but it's not as good as he certainly planned. And it does hand somewhat of the initiative back to JPage here, playing them very, very thin.
Yeah, that's a good angle, that is, to not necessarily leave a snooker, but it makes the safety shot more difficult because he's knocking that red into the pack and only one's got to pop out, like you've seen in the previous frame, out the right side, and an opportunity is on for Page here.
I'd agree with you on that. So let's see what Jolly plays here. This could be crucial for the frame, as we saw in the previous one. Just one wayward shot can change it all. So he's playing that loose red, and he nearly played that very well.
Oh, he's not sitting all the way back.
But he's had another double kiss, and he's not left an easy angle here. It's potable, but it's almost even neither here nor there really for either of these pockets.
I do wonder why he hasn't looked at that single red towards the black. Because he's looking at the safety shot here, I think.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a shock.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't even look at the angle on that red.
He might do now. He might do now we've mentioned it, but it's too late. So Jolly just playing into the reds here. It was a tricky angle, but
I thought he was going to
played
need
into
another touch
them
and
there.
ball then.
We've had that a few times, but well, fingers crossed. Well, it hasn't happened again, so that's good. But I don't know. I don't know if I see this particularly going anywhere, because depends what JPage does here. But if he's just going to do what I think he's doing, oh no, he's playing away from the pack. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit difficult if you can't lay a reasonable snooker behind one of the bolt colours.
Yeah, that's true. Taking a bit of time over his shots. We saw that with the last one, but
yeah,
no real surprise.
It's difficult when you can't see what his thought process is, where he's aiming and what he's looking at.
Yeah, definitely. Just playing the nearest red to him, nice and thin, trying to get up bulk.
Yeah, that's better. That is. It just brings that element of error in if power is missed now.
Yeah. And that red, he's right on the cushion, on the black cushion, so shouldn't be much of a danger. But JPage plays that very well. Just gets a very thin nick, thinnest possible nick off the reds, and that's
it's a good shot.
That's a good shot. Good shots by both players. So he's going to take quite a bit here to get the reds open, you might suggest. But
yeah, definitely a bit of time to sort this one out, I think. I think the single reds is obvious choice here. Natural angle probably suggests he could be up behind the green if he plays it at the right pace.
Let's see if he's got the same thought process as yourself. Let's see. As you say, I don't see any other shot other than that. Yeah, he's playing that shot. He's brought that off the cushion in behind the black. This looks a bit pacey.
Yeah, that's fine. It was a little bit thicker, which made the angle wider. And that's good. Touching the bottom cushion.
Yeah, that is good. Just bear in mind if one of these players does get it wrong, that red is underneath the black now, so potential opportunity, but if someone's got to do something fairly poor to leave that on.
Oh, here we go. He's popped out now.
Yeah, that was A little bit softer than he wanted. Just 1% off the power bar, and that's how much difference it makes. And the red has come out, and this is potentially a chance. Let's see if Jolly takes this one on.
Not sure the black passes the left side of that red to the left pocket. I don't think it does. So
yeah, that's the shame about it, really. But he's taking this with power.
Oh, that's unlucky.
And very unfortunate there, as you say. Very unfortunate. The black in an awkward position. If he wants to stay, he's got the blue. I suppose he's got 2 reds out in the open, but it's going to be a lot of work for maybe diminishing returns, really. I think that he's got to do a lot and get quite a bit of fortune to do something here. But it wouldn't be unwise, I don't think, to get a few points on the board.
No, exactly right. I think his probably option is to take the blue and then the red, but leave an angle on the black to play it in the right middle, then roll through the reds just to bring a couple more into play. That would be my first thought, and it looks like he's doing something similar to that.
Just rolled the blue in.
He's almost got to hold the white on the red spot
6.
where the red is now, I think, or go back slightly on it.
But this the first opportunity Jolly gets. First serious opportunity anyway. And it was through a JPage mistake, so as we've said, he's good at safety, but nobody is unbeatable, and very much just rolling this red in.
That's not going to make it.
I'm about to say, this guy's got the pace. Wow. Wow. That is probably one of the most painful shots you can play. It really is, because I think we all know when we've hit those, I've done it several times myself, you just know that, just have a sinking feeling that this just doesn't look right, and well, JPage is going to try and make the most of this now.
Oh, and he's got a very nice angle on the black to open these reds up. Oh, he needs to be able to get bottom on the cue ball though.
He does, yeah. As he come too close to the blue, oh, he can get a very, very slight amount. It's not going to be enough to, you'd suggest, to make a real impact, but let's see. Playing this at full pace, and there you go. Well, I was all complete rubbish. He's moved them all. And,
no, that's a great shot.
That is a great shot, absolutely. And Jolly will be sat in his chair. I mean, he'll be sat in the chair to play. But let's just get immersive here. He'll go back to his chair, and after that, he'll just have a sinking feeling, knowing that was a more than easy pot. He'd got it right, just hadn't got the power bar, and within 30 seconds of him missing that, all of a sudden now JPage has got the table, and enough of the table to potentially get a frame winning break on here. So if he does get 2-0 up, I think already it's a bit of a way back for Jolly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the pressure's going to be on him then. 14. He's going to be even more defensive. So he's certainly not going to play anything out of his comfort zone. That's a sure fact.
Yeah, agreed. But as we saw in the last frame, we expected JPage to make a frame winning clearance, but he didn't quite do that. So let's see if he does that here. He's come a little bit far for the black, but
yeah, I think he's anticipating the white holding the spot there, but
not too much loss though. He can play what Chinny termed as the cheap blue last year, and I think, to be honest, that's a perfect description, really.
I think so. I don't think the long blues should be as easy as they are.
Yeah.
It isn't in real life, so it shouldn't be on the game, really.
Yeah, it's just a quirk of the aiming aid, really, how the aiming aid works. But he has got away with it. He was able to play that blue, and we're counting his blessings that he's been able 21. To do that. And it looks like he's going to do this for the second time. And this is a good opportunity now. It really is.
Yeah,
that was a very nice split, as you said. Very nice shot. I mean, you can play that with all the intention in the world, and sometimes it doesn't go for you, but it really did there. So
I think he's probably looking at another blue again now. He needs to clear that red left of the black, which is blocking the power for the black in the left pocket.
Yeah, definitely. Just making sure he plays at the right pace.
I'm worried it's going to hit the 2 reds on the cushion, the white. Oh, that's okay.
Oh,
I don't know if it is. I don't think he can pot a colour.
Wow.
I could see it going into 2 reds at that pace.
That is unfortunate, though. Nevertheless, you can go into those reds, but to leave it at that angle, there's nothing he can do to pop the blue here. No. That is what he's looking at. There's no angle at all. So I would just take your time though. Just make sure you are playing the right shot, because if you just go hell-bent for leather into this and smash it about, it could end badly. But I don't think JPage is that type of player. So
no, definitely not. Black's definitely the option, I think, but it's just whether or not he can leave. It's so tough to leave it safe when the reds are split like they are. I think
you're always going to leave one on. Yeah.
I think he's going to shot to nothing for a black.
Where's the black ball?
That's what
where's the
the
cue
white's
ball?
going.
Wow.
It's gone.
Well, he wanted one ball to end in the pocket.
Kyron
Not
Wilson,
that one.
27. Mark
What?
Williams, 7.
He hasn't left a lot.
I was about to say, he hasn't left a whole lot there. That black hasn't ended up in too bad a position, actually. He's only been left now with this, at least as an easy start, if you like, that easy red to the centre pocket. Anything else, it would require quite a good angle, so you could say JPage got away with that, but really tough look at, in the beginning, ultimately, to go into those reds and then not get out. But that's the harsh reality of snooker sometimes. But,
It is, yeah.
Jolly back at the table. I don't think he believed it if he told us that, but after scoring 27 points that Jolly would be back at the table. We wouldn't believe you. So here he is back now. It's topsy and turvy, this snooker lark, and ultimately it's not all about anyway century frames and one visits, clearing the table in one visit. Ultimately, it's being there when you can, and
definitely.
It's the scrappy frames that make all the difference, especially at these quality of opponents. I know early in the tournament that the likes of JPage could probably turn up and outwit a player and beat them in consecutive frames, but when you get to this stage, I think it is just the wow.
What's he done?
Wow. It is the scrappy frames that make a difference, and this one just feels like that.
4.
It does, yeah.
I wonder, can he see this?
I think he can, yeah. I think
he can. He can. Yeah, he can.
Goes,
he can.
Yeah.
Just getting on the colour after this, I guess.
He's going to play it at pace to try and come up for one of the colours at the bulk. Yeah. Oh, he's done it again.
Oh, that is unbelievable look. Goodness me.
Wow. You couldn't write it, could you, really? Let's be honest.
No, definitely not. Oh, wow. I mean, his one saving grace is that, to be honest, the Reds aren't in a brilliant potting position. If he can, by any chance, get this back up to the bulk, and do that safely, then he's okay. There's nothing easy on. So he's just going to try and come off one cushion, hit the black. Oh, he's not hit it.
He's hit the pink.
Oh, well, that was really unfortunate. How close was he to the black? This is really hard luck here, but he's going to drop.
I think Jolly's
7 points.
To do well in this match, he's going to have to take this advantage right now.
Mark Williams,
definitely. If JPage is allowed to get away with it, wow.
That red was by the black goes. I'm shocked at that.
I can't see making a mistake for a second time, but who knows?
No.
I mean, this looks good. This does. Yep, he's hit it. Oh, he's nearly put it in. But
see, he's got that same red on now, but it's more difficult than it was before.
A hell of a lot more difficult, and the pressure of knowing that if ultimately he's going to play this at pace, you would have thought. I don't think he can really just slide this in, unless I guess he wants to just play safe up next. But
quite possibly. But my worry is because he's playing this a little bit more pacier. If the white comes off the side cushion too much, he's only leaving himself the yellow.
Well, not playing this with much pace at all.
And then, it's a good shot. But now he's got to work the white ball around probably 2 cushions.
Yeah, this is a lot of work he's leaving himself, definitely. But the pressure really on Jolly, he's had a few chances and not made them work. Ultimately, it's all come down this little fiasco due to him going in off from the brown. That was quite incredible, absolutely. Really. So yellow's there. This looks like it's got a good angle. It's making its way down the table.
3.
That's a good shot. That's a very good shot.
It is, especially from where he is. Okay, it's not absolutely perfect, but from where he was, to end up there, I think he'll definitely take that. So let's see what he can develop this chance into now. I think if he can win this frame, then it really opens the match back up. I think if JPage goes 2-0 up, as you say, Jolly gets tighter in his play. It gets tricky when you like that. I know you said that against Sam that affected your play, and it's never easy once you're not playing the same as perhaps you would be, and you're not as free flowing as you once are. It makes a huge difference.
That is actually exactly how it went for my match, Toby. Yeah, I did feel a little bit. I don't think pressure was the right word, but it takes you out your comfort zone. All of a sudden you're in a position where you haven't got a red on, and then you have to leave it safe so he doesn't put another red. And it's tough. It's really, really tough to keep the frame safe in that respect.
Definitely. Oof. Playing that at pace, he was trusting that was going to go in, but I feel like he had to at 11. The same time, really, to leave himself something here.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. He's got. I mean, I think the red just below where the two had stuck together is the one at the bottom that goes.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I think this should go. Obviously, not a massively high scoring frame, this one. So 32 points apiece. It's close, but if Jolly can take the initiative here, then he will win this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's a good shot. I was worried because I knew the red was cannoning. I'm just wondering what his thoughts were for what direction the white ball would take. He's made the right choice there. Yeah,
definitely. And he's brought one red a bit further towards bulk, which can be a bit of a helping hand if you get out of position slightly. So with those other three reds further towards the black cushion, but it can also be a hindrance. It depends how it goes, really. But yeah, he's got a fairly good chance now. I think if he's ever going to take a chance against JPage, he's got to take it now. If he isn't going to take this chance, then you've got to question against such a top player as the top seed. When is he ever going to take a chance?
Yeah.
15.
But played that one well. You'd expect him to put this into the... Well, I suppose he's got to cut it into the centre pocket or play it down further towards
I think the centre pocket's his option. The white's going to run away from him slightly, so he could leave the green to the left centre.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Hard on the look, though, these.
Yeah, they are, and it's a bit firm, but it's not a problem because the pink's available.
16.
Yeah, it's no problem. Just a few nerves, I guess. Just wanting to make sure of things. That sometimes position isn't going to be perfect. As long as you're on something, that's all that counts. Sometimes it leaves a little bit more work for the cue ball to do, but some really crucial points that he's getting on the board now. So bringing it off a few cushions.
That's a nice line.
It's a nice line.
It needs to pass the black. Go a little bit more.
That's it.
That's perfect.
22.
That is excellent. So really good recovery shot from there
to
go
from
the
left
pink
side
off two cushions, and now he can potentially get on the black. It just makes things that much easier just to keep control of the cue ball. And
exactly right. I think he was starting to chase the white a little bit, and when you start doing that, it's difficult to maintain your break and get to that finish line.
23.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, once you're putting the cushion into play, then anything can happen. If you just trusting that you're coming off maybe one cushion, or you know where you are playing around the black, then there's not so much variation of you. But if you bring in 1, 2, even 3 cushions into play, then it just increases the variation on the shot, as we saw with some of the shots JPage played earlier. But for somebody who's got to the semi-final again, I know we haven't seen too much of Jolly, but you would expect for somebody who's got to this stage for them to take this opportunity now. He's 19 ahead, 43 on the table, so just a few more shots to put him level. Played that one well. Onto the black.
31.
Got natural angles on plain ball now on the white, so...
Yeah, exactly. I'd be shocked if he didn't do this. He just needs the black and then the next red. And it'll be one each. Obviously, as we always have to say, to get ourselves out of a pickle, barring snookers, but...
sit down, white.
That cue ball has ran a little
38.
bit too much, you could say, but
I think he's still got the pot and angle.
Yeah, I think he should still be okay. So this red, to bring him back level at a frame apiece. It's been a scrappy one, but this break should win the frame for Jolly. Just needs the red, and it's there. So a good break under pressure. It certainly took a few attempts, and both players making mistakes in this frame. No player certainly bulletproof. I think it's fair to say JPage was very unlucky with the few chances he had. Going back in that frame, it was ridiculous to think how the cue ball ended up where it did on a few occasions. But nevertheless, that's the way it ended. Sometimes the cue ball gets away with you, and that's just that run of the ball that sometimes you can't do a whole lot about, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's right.
This pink gonna go? Yeah, it has. So that pink, I think, really confirms it now. I can't see JPage coming back to the table. If he was 28 behind, 27 on, then he's going to come back to the table. But 34 back, mag that 36 with 25 on. But where's the cue ball? It's okay.
That's good.
Whew.
47.
And breathe. But this is good stuff from Jolly. Obviously, by far his most sizable break of the match, and could make a tidy clearance here of 70 odd if he stays at the table. And this will definitely increase his confidence.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and it's going to settle him down no end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bring to the middle then.
Well, why not? I guess he's won the frame. He might as well. If there's ever a time to play it, he might as well play it now. But he's well clear, and as I say, he's got a potential nice clearance of 72 if he pots these next 4 balls. And for somebody who might say, well, 72 is nothing, but in this frame, it's been a scrappy one.
54.
As I said, it's not all about century breaks and winning things in one visit. It's just all about being there at the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
and
that's right. It is.
Although there were a few mistakes from Jolly, he's made it count when it does count. So, great stuff. And
59.
long pink on here. If you can hold for the black, then next 2 balls will give him a nice clearance to head into the 3rd frame with a little bit of momentum, but I don't know which way this match is going to go. I think JPage probably still the favourite. I've seen a little bit more from him. But the run of the ball, a very interesting factor. It's not really talked about enough sometimes.
65.
But he can do a lot to a play. If JPage is a bit irked by those 2 shots, and maybe there's a few shots that go wrong in the next frame, it's amazing how quickly these things can swing. But a very good clearance there from Jolly as he pots the black. The clearance is 72, and the players are now back level pegging. It's 1 frame apiece.
72. And the frame, Mark Williams. Thank you. The 3rd frame, Kyron Wilson to break.
So JPage back at the table. I'm sure he's had a big sip of his water. He's been sat down there probably the longest that he has done all match.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like you said though, Toby, it was definitely the 2 shots that he played where he snookered himself on the black. Or on a colour, I should say. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that's affected him in the next frame.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, eye up. Technical difficulties over at JPage HQ, I think, for a second there, but we're back up and running. Oh dear. But seen some interesting break-offs. No Mark Williams break-off yet. Ooh, he's under-hit that, and he's missed everything altogether. I don't want to take things too much at the moment. Let's not get too carried away. But
let's see. I would have been half tempted to ask him to play from where he was, because you're giving him a chance to put you in a snooker off the break again.
Yeah, it's just that sort of shot you don't play too often as well, I guess, isn't it? That used to playing that break-off shot.
And plus the left side the right side as we look at it at the pack was covered by the pink because he'd come back up the table too far.
He's really he really wishes he'd put him back in. That is the ultimate revenge. First time he didn't get it at all. Second time it's bang on. It's very much 0 to hero from JPage there, and Jolly in a bit of bother. But we saw this at the start of the previous frame. I think both players are good enough to to deal with this, but who knows? Mistakes can very easily happen. We might get a bit more of an open frame, or we might sit here for the next 20 minutes talking about safety. Let's see.
That looks low to me.
It does. This is an opportunity.
It's far too close to the middle pocket.
Goodness me. A few shots ago, you'd have been mad talking about JPage having a chance this early into the frame after that first break-off shot. And this is, a good frame. Good chance to make a few points. And if he plays this right, opens up the reds, this could be the one visit clearance we've been talking about. Bit of work to do before that, mind you.
Yeah, that's a good angle, that.
1.
I'd be certainly going into these with loads of left hand bottom, and he's playing plain ball.
That hasn't worked out too badly either, though, has it? Just wait till the cue ball pulls up. Yeah, he's got a very nice angle there.
Very good, that is. I expect a sizable break here from JPage.
Agreed. He'll be rubbing his hands together at this, and he'll just get time to breathe after some of the horrible shots he had to play at the table in the previous frame. Just nice to have a table full of balls that you can pot. It's a nice luxury to have sometimes when it comes to a lot, and then you just go through, even if it was a few minute period of just, there's nothing on and having to play safe. But that was, a bit close for comfort there, going into the centre pocket there.
9.
I'm surprised he didn't play it with bottom, actually, to play the pink in the same pocket, but still, what do I know? He's been quite fortunate, really, because he's got a tough blue. I'm not sure if the yellow goes. He hasn't had a proper look at it, but...
yeah, blue's fine.
Yeah, good shot. Good recovery, really.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. That red was a little bit close for comfort, but you'd think he'd be back on it now. I think the first few shots after you split the reds can be a bit cagey, just because everything's a little bit out and you've got to work things out slightly. Particularly if you're not keeping the ball in around the black spot, I always find. So
yeah, that's almost like a puzzle, isn't it?
Yeah. And as all the pieces, all the reds start to drop, then it starts to get a bit easy to work out. But I think, despite what's happened there, I think he's got a very good chance of making something happen.
15.
Yeah, absolutely.
A real number of reds out in the open, so let's see how he gets on. But so the cheap blue on again here. Don't blame him for not playing this with too much pace.
Yeah, he's leaving himself a couple of options. One to the left middle, and if he was to be proper and comfortable, he's got the red down the rail on the right. The only problem with that one down there on the left, down the left as we're looking at it now, is the black's covered. Has to be a really good shot, and the blue's blocked with the yellow pocket. So by doing this, he's gonna have to screw it back for a bolt colour or a level with blue. Actually, good shot. I didn't see that one at
21.
First. Very good.
It's dead straight on the blue. Yeah, the pink doesn't pass the yellow, so that's just something to bear in mind.
Bread and butter right now for Page, I think.
Taking a bit of time over this.
Yeah, it doesn't help because he's straight.
Yeah, that's very true. He's the only place you don't want to be absolutely dead straight, but I don't see it being
he's trying to pinch a bit of the pocket to give himself a little bit of an angle.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. You have to miss your power a little bit, and playing it with a little bit of side could end up... He's changed his mind again, I think.
Gets down to play once, gets down to play it twice, and he actually does this time. There we
26.
go, it's there. But this...
He's left himself the red by the pack, I think. I think that was the one he looked at initially.
Maybe a bit more awkward than it could have been, though.
Yeah, he's obviously... The white's coming in towards the black and the red to the right of it, so he's relying on a little bit of good fortune to get on a colour.
Oh, where's the black going? Oh, a few fortunate cannons there.
Yeah, like I said, he was relying on a bit of good fortune there to come out of the rubbish, really.
He certainly got that. So again, another blue. Blue very much his best friend in this game so far. But this cue ball is I'm not sure where that end would... Oh, yeah. Oh, he's just got an angle on that. Straight one.
32.
And the top-down view, it can look a little bit ominous, but no, he's okay on that one.
Starting to chase the white a little bit. He needs a couple of good shots to get himself back in the right position. Black's on the spot again now, though. I'd be surprised if he doesn't take the
33.
black, even though the pink's probably a better option to get on the red. But there's not a lot to do with a cue ball to get on the red to the left centre, actually, following this shot. So.
Yep, he's played the black. And he's not on this next red.
That's good. He's back in position now.
Yeah. Just got to stay there, yeah.
Keep control of that white ball and he'll be fine.
And if he does do it in one visit, it's going to be by far the shortest frame. The first 2 frames altogether took just over 50 odd minutes, so average of 25 minutes a frame. We could be looking at a 10-minute frame here, so...
Okay.
Now we're... fairly short for this one, but I guess it was very early on. It was only a few minutes ago that JPage played his first shot of the frame, which I don't think he'll be too proud of. But to go from there to where he is now, I don't think he'll believe his luck, to be quite honest. And as you said, allowing him to retake that has really been damaging for Jolly. Obviously, he left Jolly in a snooker, and he failed to get out of it. And from there, he's made this break of 46, which looks like it's going to continue and probably be a break good enough to win this frame now.
Yeah, I'm sure Jolly's probably sat there thinking, I wish I had done it differently now. And I imagine he's a little bit disappointed, following the 72 clearance he made in the last frame, which has got to make you feel a little bit better about yourself. It's just he's lost momentum again now by waiting to play his next shot.
Yeah, definitely. No, never easy to
54.
Win one frame and be quite pleased about it, as you say, and then just see your opponent take all that back and go ahead again. All the hard work you've done, and just through one shot that didn't quite go right. And again, those snookers aren't easy to get out of. It's very easy to misjudge. And
55.
Ultimately, if JPage has got a pot in chances, he's not going to put Jolly back into retake. He's going to pounce, which is exactly what he's done. And for good reason. There was a good opportunity, as we've seen. Obviously, he needed a good split on the reds, which he got. He's had a few shots that he's had to get back into position. It's not been a pristine break here. There's been a few ebbs and flows in it, but a few crucial shots to come now, just to make sure of the frame, and then he can start looking for potentially a century, but let's focus on winning the frame first.
Yeah, I think Page was looking around the bolt colours there, because I don't think he's comfortable about playing the stun run through, because you just want to be the other side of the blue for the red to the left corner. But it's such a tough shot to play, because if you get your power wrong, you can end up actually stunning the white and being snooker behind the blue. Done it before.
Yeah.
That's why he's changed his mind and gone with the brown. I mean, he's left himself a probably tougher red, but such a tough 59. Shot to do, because a normal sort of run through at dead weight is so dangerous to leave short of the pocket on the blue. That's what sort of doubt mostly crept into his mind on that shot, I think.
Mm-hmm. So he just needs colour red to go back ahead in this match. First red's there. Got himself decently on the black. Just needs to make sure he gets onto the next red here. Unless he plays the blue and just tries to screw back and play the red that will go into this corner pocket. I think that's the most sensible thing to do. But
I think he's going to try and split them actually.
Yeah, I'd say that's a lot of pace. So relying on a good split here. This is brave. Ooh, he's not hit them at all, but
plants on. Well, does the red go in the middle actually of the 5?
65.
Yeah, it does.
Wow. That's a contingency plan and a half. Well, plan maybe not, but
I don't know if he's sure actually, is he? Does it not go?
I'm fairly sure it does. He's just gonna check by the pocket.
Yeah, that goes. For me, that goes.
Yeah, I think it does, but it's funny how the mind can deceive you when you're playing shots like this, and everybody else is screaming.
He needs to favour that left side of the corner pocket, I think, Toby, just very slightly, but you don't want to play it with too much pace. Yeah, that's
it's
good.
there.
Oh, it's a shame the white stuck to the red. Yellow's on there.
Yeah, yellow's on, and as long as he pots that, he will. Well, he's already won it, hasn't he? Of course, he's 66 ahead, just 4 reds available, and the yellow's there. So Byron Snookers. It's a frame for JPage, and a bit of a sucker punch for Jolly. Just made
68.
one single mistake, and it's proved to be really harmful for him in this third frame. But there's time to get back into it. Only 2 frames between the players, and sorry, only 1 frame between the players. But still early days in this match. Still time for Jolly to get into it. He'll want to win the next frame, because if he loses the next one and goes 3-1 down, then there's that last chance saloon hanging over him, that if he makes a mistake, then JPage could do what he's done here and win the match. It's never easy when, at a particularly early stage, if he gets the 5th frame and you need all the frames 69. That are remaining. So that might be something that goes into the back of his head, but as I say, he could do with winning this next frame. But as you say, a few good shots there from JPage, and probably be looking to make a century now, you would think.
I would like to think so, yeah. I was just about to ask you, actually, Toby. I'm not 100% sure on the 10th situation for JPage. Has he managed to collate any so far to this point, or could this potentially be his first of the tournament?
I think he's made 1.
Right, okay.
Just looking here, I think there's a potential 130 break, I think. But the
75.
Hopefully there's another century on here.
$82.
But the high break at the moment is a 136 from Sam Millers.
Yeah.
Sam making breaks of 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5 and 1, 3, 6. So the most centuries in the tournament go to him. That's a pretty scary statistic.
Yeah,
83.
I think it was 7 and 11 frames before I played him, I think.
Christ. That's what you call clinical.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
90.
So just 1 red left here. Obviously you can make a full clearance.
This has been a good break. This has, even when he's lost the cue ball very slightly, he's managed to
91
to bring it back and recover well.
Well, to get that bit of info for you about the centuries, I did check Joe's century log that he's got in the Discord chat. So I'm hoping this isn't the century that he's recorded, but there might be more in there. I might, keep that secretive, because who knows, we might see more here. But I can't say I remember if he'd made one in his previous matches. He might well have done, but there is one century breakdown.
I think it needs updating slightly, because there's a couple missing that I'm aware of. Not necessarily in the match now, but certainly one of mine's not 95. There, I think. And perhaps it needs a little bit of updating. Perhaps Joe will pop them in after. Yeah. Still, there's plenty to look at anyway, Toby, isn't there? Sam put a few up there for everyone, I think.
Yeah. There's more than enough in there. I mean, he's contributed 4 of the. I think there's 12 total centuries in there at the moment. He's contributed a third of them, so unbelievable, really. But no, he's played really well, and he'll be a really tough finalist
98.
for either of these 2 players to beat, and it'll be a fascinating encounter. It's going to be a best of 9, the final. You might be pleased or displeased, depends on your opinion, that myself and Joe will be your lead commentators on that match, and we'll have different guest commentators joining us during the match, so it'll be a bit of a quirky setup, one that I'm looking forward to, but we need to find out who gets the second place here. Fortunately, this isn't the break that I've talked about, so it is going to be a 120 break if he gets both of these, but this is going to be tough to get both of these. Let's
yeah, well, he's got to play this with he's going to try and play if he gets the pink, he's trying an awkward cut shot. That's a hell of a pink, that is.
That's like you say, it's a brilliant shot, and this will be even better for a break. 120 and a clearance. Always mistimed the power bar, but he's potted it nevertheless. Well, that's an excellent pot, and
that's a great break, that is.
Absolutely, that is the definition of clinical. Jolly makes a mistake, and you're punished in the worst way possible. 120 points in that break there. And JPage now leads by 2 frames to 1. So this, I think, really, given how Jolly has played so far, it's a must-win frame for him. I just, unless the wind changes here, I just think if JPage wins this next one, you would struggle to see Jolly winning 3 in a row.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
This is a good break. Has it got the legs?
Nice, right, needs to go a little bit. Yeah, well played.
Tell you what, these two players like laying at each other with snookers, but
I'm just wondering, without playing with the side, whether he's got the angle.
Well, we'll soon know.
It's not far off.
The power bar's correct, that's the main thing. So he's played the shot as intended, and he's gone into the reds.
Yeah, lovely. Touching ball?
No, not this time. We've already had it twice. That must be a miracle. If it happens 3 times, then, well, I don't know what else is going to happen in this match if that happens 3 times.
So how are you finding it on your career mode then, Toby?
It's not going too bad. I've only got a couple of events left, actually, so it's getting down to the big time now with the China Open and the World Championships. So the last 2 events of the career mode in total, so a bit of pressure to finally go and win the Worlds. So, but yeah, I'm not a patch on any of these two. This is why I stick to the commentary box, and really I shouldn't complain about how these two play, because if anybody said, well, you couldn't do better yourself, then I'd be like, well, true. At least we've the pundits on the actual snooker, some of them have got some decent pedigree, and John Virgo being one of them. And as you've said, the cue ball has gone into the middle pocket. You just don't know what else is going to happen in this match. There's been some real variety here. Just tried to play thin off the red and ended up in the middle pocket. But a little bit like in the previous frame, to be honest, it's not going to really be any harm. Yes, it does hand the initiative to Jolly, but he could play good safety, I suppose. But it's not really too much of an issue.
Yeah, I wouldn't be putting Page back in, that's a sure fact.
No, not after the last time.
Because it can just
learn from that.
End up leaving you in the rubbish, really. So, he needs to be trying to get this safe.
Yep, it's safe at least. Pace. It is short. Just a thin nick off these. Oh, this doesn't seem...
Oh, he's missed his power. He's missed his power.
Wow.
It's a little bit strong on the power now. And it'd be interesting to see what Jolly does with this now. He's got 4 or 5 reds there, which he should be able to make a sizable contribution, I think.
Yeah, definitely. This is the big test. If he doesn't take this, and obviously JPage benefits the result, then it's a big step towards JPage winning the match. However, if Jolly can take this, I should say, maybe not win the frame, but make a sizable contribution towards winning a frame, then it gets quite tight. But let's see. Long red, good pot. He's opened up slightly. That pink has gone over to the side cushion.
Yeah, now that's not too bad. I was kind of hoping, Toby, actually, when he was thinking about that shot, that he wasn't going to roll that red in, because I think he would have pushed the white. I think he would have been too far for the pink in the middle, snookered himself on the blue and the green, and the black doesn't pass. So he made the right choice there by playing at a pace to try and go down for a bulk colour, I think.
No, it's a good point. It's a very good point. Just all about what he does with this now. And there were a few reds available earlier, and as you say, if he'd have rolled it in, he might not have been on anything, but at the same token, he wouldn't have left as much as he's leaving now. This is really now time to capitalise. Take your chance, and really, at his best, do what JPage did to him, win the frame. But we'll see if he can convert this chance. After sitting there in the last frame, I'm sure he wants to be at the table and do what JPage is doing, and now he's got his chance. Now he's got the floor. So let's see what he can do with it. Just rolling this red in. That'll do.
Yeah, nice choice. Almost a straight blue. Needs to bring the white back a little bit.
4.
The last thing he wants to do is pop the blue and be snookered on the red on the left. He might choose to roll the pink in. It leaves him 2 reds on the left as an option.
Oh, played black.
Black goes.
I was looking at that. I thought this is tight.
Can't see it from that angle,
11.
can we? That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. But it was a good
That's
pot.
good. Yeah, that's a really good choice.
Just brings him obviously a lot more control of the cue ball. With blue and pink, that cue ball's got to move quite a way. So you're just adding that potential variation for an issue there. So good shot on the black. Let's see what that's rewarded him with this time. Just feel if he's going to play shots like that, good shot again, then hopefully it should open things up for him. He might get 2 for the price of 1 here. There you go.
13.
He's showing off now.
Yeah, well, that's a trick shot if ever I saw one, but yeah. He's not left himself perfect here, though.
No, I think he's being forced towards the yellow.
And again, a lot of work to do on the cue ball to get back where he wants to be. It's a bit of a decision to make here.
Be nice if we could see the angle. I think if it was dead straight yellow, playing it at like 85 to 92, something like that, it's going to put the white on the top cushion behind the black, so we've got 2 reds as options there.
Yeah. So he plays the yellow. It's a good pace.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
He's played for that
50.
one to the left of the pack there.
Now we know for certain that the black doesn't go to the opposite pocket. We know that for sure. So
yeah,
we can at least confirm that on this case. I didn't want to say anything the previous time, I must confess. I thought, I don't know if this black goes, but if it didn't, I'd look like a real idiot. But it did. It was surprised that it did go. So playing the red here at pace, just trying to...
That's really good.
Yeah,
the black
that's
goes,
a very good shot, that is. That's an excellent shot. And he's on the black, as you say, again. And the red's really nicely in play now. It's a very good chance, definitely, really is. And the most crucial thing is that he takes this. That's the most crucial thing.
It's certainly going to unsettle JPage if he loses this frame. To make it 2-2 is certainly going to make him think
23.
about it a little bit more, I think.
It's great to have a few options. It really is, just to make you think. I mean, it's, I guess, a catch-22, I guess. Sometimes when you've only got one option of a red, then you have to commit fully to that. If you've got a few options, sometimes you can sway from your original path. Again, that analogy of putting the pieces together in the puzzle. And sometimes if you change your option, sometimes it can leave you a little bit with a problem. I don't know. But...
Needs to sit down a little bit.
Yeah, it does do a little bit, but I
24.
think that should be okay. Again, it is a bit more awkward, as you said, not seeing the angles at the table. But again, that's just a quirk of JPage very kindly providing us with his footage, so you can all sit through this semi-final with us. Oh, I wonder if it did go. Just playing the blue. Or again, the blue is definitely the safer shot.
Yeah,
Either it didn't go, or he just really fancied the angle.
29.
Well, I think it's the direction the white's going to take.
Yeah,
so I think it would cannon the red just above it from that angle, and you're not really guaranteed a position on the red unless you was to push your way through and then take the red to the right centre. But yeah, good choice, the blue.
Just brings himself back into play. Yep.
30.
Encouraging signs then here from Jolly. Break of 30 so far. See if he can keep that up. Another black now. But
no,
where's that cue ball?
37.
I think that's break over.
Wow. Well, what did I say? The one thing he's got to do is take this chance. Now, what he has to do is just be prepared and know that he's probably going to be in if he plays a good shot here for a lengthy safety battle, because he can't leave JPage a chance. And it's one thing, okay, he's made the mistake now. It is end of break, but don't let your opponent get here easy. You know, give him a challenge. I'm sure he'd be wise to that.
Certainly thinking about it.
Yeah. And it is, it is crucial. I think, this shot is really big. As I've said, I think that he mucks this up, and worst case scenario I'm talking here, JPage goes 3-1 up, and he gives himself a real issue. So he's more than justified to have a good think about this.
I think what's worrying him most is the red left of the black, the higher one of the two. If he leaves it too far near the green pocket, there's a strong possibility he's going to leave a potting chance. So it's probably playing on his mind a little bit, that he needs to cover that, or at least get the white in behind the green somewhere. Oh, he's playing a containing one. I don't know if that's worked out.
Mark Williams,
we'll soon see.
37.
I think he's left the red near the cushion. Yeah,
I think he has. Wow. Well, I'll tell you something. A, if JPage takes this, then great stuff from him. But B, if JPage takes this, this is going to be a real bitter pill to swallow.
1.
Yeah,
for Jolly.
Definitely. It's gonna hurt, I think, if he takes this from him. Like many of us, though, Toby, JPage loves a steal.
Yeah. I think it's the best way to do it.
5.
It's a good opportunity to do so.
Ooh,
6.
Wow. Slightly pacier there, touching that near jaw.
Yeah.
I felt the approach, he was a bit worried then. It's like he's playing for the red above the black. Slightly to the left of it, I think, from this. Or the red to the right centre.
11.
Got options.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. As I said, it's a blessing and a curse sometimes, but I think here would definitely be a blessing. And it looks well wide after that previous century in the frame previous, so...
12.
As I said, this is a great chance.
Yeah, very good chance.
It just feels like it's taking care of business really here now for JPage. Just, don't play things too quickly, just take care of business and make a sizable break here, see what you can do, and if it indeed is enough to go 3-1 up, then that's a win-win, and if it is, it gives JPage a great chance of progressing to the final.
17.
I'm surprised he didn't take the black there, because I think he had a good angle with loads of bottom to stick to the top cushion and play the red, which is closest to the top cushion. But yeah, it's just like I said, it's just a puzzle. He's just plotting it around.
18.
looking to draw it back to play the red above the one on the top cushion, I think. That's a good shot.
Yeah,
25.
you'd expect it. You really would, I think, at this stage. I think after a few jitters at the start and in the previous frame from JPage, he's just got his act together now, and I think he feels a lot more confident. Big momentum frame that previous one was, and this one will be almost double that effect. If he can steal this one.
He's looking at splitting the two reds, isn't he? He's nicely on the
26.
blue. Bit of good fortune. Shot.
Yeah.
31.
Maybe he wants the blue after this, I think.
Yeah, you'd say so. Playing this at pace, and it's there.
Ooh, what's the white going?
32.
Too close for comfort for me, but he's okay. Got a bit of an angle on it.
Yeah, natural angle on the blue, I think, to get to the top cushion.
Having a good look.
Yeah, anywhere around this right corner pocket would be fine. He's doubting that though. I think he's trying to leave the longer red, is he?
Possibly, yeah. So pots the brown. Does leave that long red. I think we've, again, when you're not playing with top spin
36.
and you're playing those bulk colours, you've got more assurance that you're going to be on something. Albeit this is a long red, but again, a little bit like those blues in Snooker 19. It's not as hard as it would be in real life, so not so much of a hindrance having these long pots on. And as you can see there, JPage just drops that in, and he's now onto the black, and I think he's pretty
37.
straight. So, got a little bit of an angle.
He's
so
okay. He can either go off two cushions and come back this side of the red, or just roll through.
Yeah, exactly.
The corner.
Yeah. As you say, black's there, rolls through for the red.
No, don't stick to the cushion. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little
That's
bit
okay.
awkward.
Again, it's awkward, but it's okay. It's not too much of a drama. He can just roll straight through for the pink if he needs to.
Yeah, and a good comeback from
44.
JPage. He's now ahead in this frame. And this red. And now he's onto the colours. Gets nicely off that cushion.
Yeah, that's lovely. Onto
45.
Or the blue, as he's low on it, because the natural angle is going to take him through.
Yeah, I think at this stage it wouldn't be. It would be pretty sensible, pretty safe to play that blue, just to make sure of business. So if he plays that, it'll be 9 ahead with 27 on. So he'll still need most of these to win the frame. It was the sensible shot. I think he was just making sure he got an angle on the yellow. Striking while the iron's hot here and getting it done in one visit. Not giving Jolly a chance to get back into it. So we'll need yellow, green and brown to go 18 ahead. And then the blue to tick it off.
Good shot.
52.
And a big 2-frame advantage you'll have if you can make it happen in these next few shots. And all of a sudden, what was just a narrow lead for JPage becomes a long way back
55.
for Jolly. He'll need every single frame. But, winning first 3 frames and then winning that final one to the finishing line, it's one thing winning those first 3. And then the final one could be tough to come by. But, he's got enough practice at this. He knows all well and good that being
59.
the top seed. But it has been a good competition so far. I think the scoreline doesn't lie though here. JPage definitely deserving of his lead. played very well, particularly in the last 2 frames.
64.
In the previous frame he was brilliant, but in this frame to steal this, you could argue he's been even better. So there's the pink.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's steal of the tournament, isn't it, Toby, in my opinion?
It's got to be. It has to be. Absolutely. You know, we looked at this and said, well, you know, we'd be pretty surprised if Jolly didn't make a sizable contribution to make it 2 each, and now he's missed that. The swing we've got now puts JPage 2 in front.
Kyron Wilson.
2 in front with 3 to play for.
Let's see if Page can get his break right on this occasion.
Yeah, he's not going to muck it up for a second time.
Yeah, that's much better.
It is much better. And where's it going? Oh, wow. It's ended up there again.
Perfect.
Jolly will just want the floor to open up and take him in.
No, it's really good break, because like he did in that one previous frame, Toby, if you go too low near that middle pocket, it does bring that red into play, because you're missing the pack on the bottom right corner.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it'd be interesting to see if Jolly makes the same mistake here. He's got to be looking midway between the bolt line and the middle cushion almost, I think, as a natural angle for the side of the reds. No, he's too close again. He's too close to the middle bag. But he's played it with more pace this time. If anything, that's going to be a
bit of fortune about that.
Yeah. He's gone the wrong way. If anything, he's gone closer to, because he's caught a little bit of the near knuckle.
4.
Just playing on from here.
Yeah, I did wonder whether he thought that red goes. Oh, it does. I think that's...
It's brave, this. No, it is.
I honestly think that just as much as the red as he can see is the potting angle.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think it's bang on. You know, any less than it wouldn't go. It's just about perfect.
He's not taking it.
Yeah, he had a quick look, but didn't take it. I think that's more than understandable. You know, some people, I think me included, probably just bite the bullet and go for that and think, well, you know, this could be my chance and great stuff. But momentum's an interesting thing, and if he doesn't pot that, and maybe Jolly does, and then, you know, even wins the frame in one visit, then all of a sudden you can start snatching at your chances. So maybe in the long run, although it's tempting, it might prove to be fruitful in the end.
As I said, I think in my opinion, Page is, like I said, he's a very safe player. You know, he'll take his chances when he's sure of them. He won't force the issue at any point in his matches.
That's exactly. I think that's the right approach. You know, in a tournament like this, and at this stage as well, a lot to play for. In the opening rounds, maybe you can excuse it, but now it is serious time. And JPage, well, both players will know this now. You know, both players close to either exit or success, so both will be feeling it.
This one will be interesting, because I think if he plays it a little bit thicker, it's dangerous, but if he plays it a little bit thicker, he might have an angle to get to the green.
So that his first reward, I guess, isn't it?
The only obviously danger of that is there's a potential to push a red out the left side of the pack, which means if you don't get behind the green, you're potentially leaving Page on.
Yeah. Yeah, tough one here. As thin as possible there. Oh, cue ball came off the middle jaw.
I thought he was going to snooker him on the blue then.
Yeah. And this could get tense. I just got this feeling that it could be like one of the previous frames that,
yeah,
you know, it's just
going
as
to take
thin
a while
as
to
possible.
sort out, I think.
Yeah.
It's a better angle for the green, actually, if he can see the right edge of those reds.
Hmm.
Yeah, he can. Doesn't look pacey enough.
No, it might hit the brown, this. Yeah, will do. Albeit just the slightest touch.
He's okay, though. He's
yeah.
pretty safe. It just does... it leaves Page a good opportunity to get up behind the yellow, brown or green here. Off this single red that he's aiming at now.
Again, taking a bit of time over this. No calls of Mark Selby just yet, but
he's being really sensible here, Page. He's playing it in a way which blocks the right side of the pack. Now, it makes the safety shot so difficult, and it almost leaves you in a position where you have no option but to roll it up against the reds.
Yeah, very true, very true. Just the calculated game there. Maybe not the obvious shot, but all the same it leaves it tricky for his opponent.
Because the up and down is just not available now.
Yeah.
Without splitting the reds out to the right hand side. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's just how good Page is now at this shot.
Yeah.
It's so tough to judge when you don't have the blue line for the white.
Missed his power bar, and I think he's either hit that very thin, or I think he might have
really
risked the
good.
red.
That's really good. I think he clipped it.
Yeah, he does. Great stuff.
But it's easy to hit them either thick or thin. So thin being he hits the brown and thick being he hits the yellow. So he judged that really well. It's risky. Risky. That's not a bad effort.
No, that's good, that.
Yeah, I think you were right, Toby. I think we can... safe to say that it's going to be a little bit difficult, this one, to create an opening for anyone, I think.
It is difficult, but it's got a funny way of just someone slips the power bar. We've seen it a few times. Someone just slips the power bar. Either way, then it's amazing how much these reds can be opened up. So we'll see. There's one that's
just as we say it.
Come out, yeah. But is he going to get the cover in behind bulk?
He is. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
And that's obviously going to make things really difficult for Page now. Because he's got a direct contact with the two reds left of the pink. He's going for the one cushion escape. Oh, he's over his power. Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's no problem though, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's done well there as well.
And as this safety battle, I guess, gets longer, is there anyone this favours? I know we said that JPage, is a very smart player when it comes to safety, and he's just very well tactically minded. Does it favour him, or maybe are we giving Jolly a bit of a disservice here?
No, I don't think you're far off. I mean, yes, if Page is getting a bad shot, in my mind, he's only going to miss his power. But I just think it can happen to anybody. I don't necessarily think it depends who's playing. You know, I've had the same happen to myself playing against Rainy Lamb. He's had it against me where he's gone like 4 or 5 frames where he's missed a power 2 or 3 times, and you know, I think we're all guilty of it.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on what's at stake as well, which makes it worse.
Very true.
It's a semi-final, and Jolly's going to be fully aware that he can't make another mistake. Yeah. So it's tough. It's tough to decide. Page is going to have a little bit more confidence, so I would like to think that he's not going to miss his power. Certainly above the power bar, being below is bad. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who makes the first mistake, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But as we said, no real sign of solutions, so get the popcorn in, or the tea, or the coffee, or whatever your choice is. We'll be here with you till it ends. But
he's
come back from the kettle. Come back from the kettle. Yeah. Something might happen here.
I think he might have left the pot in angle here.
He has. Is this the chance? Needs a bit of help if he's going to make this, but it looks like he's going to go full throttle for this. Here we go. It's there. But he's only brought the 1 red out. But you know what? 1 red is better than none, ultimately. It's just colour to red.
The frame's almost straight to the centre.
Yeah. So
it's either that or he rolls it against the green and Snooker's in behind the black for a real opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. If we look, we've got 4 reds that are available. Obviously playing them at the right angles, so they're correct pockets. But I don't think that... Well, I think there's a lot of merit here to the roll-up shot. But I don't think he's going to play that. I think he's just going to play the brown.
Yeah, he's going
and just try and take the chance. He's been waiting a while for this, so I don't think you'd blame him for trying to take the initiative and finish this match off. Or at least, you know, get some sort of sizable contribution at least. Brown's there. So that was a risk to play at that pace, because, you know, it can stay out, but he needed that to obviously get cue ball in position. So
I do wonder if he'll draw the white ball all the way back to the bottom cushion and bounce off to try and get the black back down here. But I mean, there's no real benefit with the red being on the black spot, but he's certainly thinking about it.
6.
I think it's blue all over, isn't it?
Yeah,
and I do think at about 80% he could hit the reds here. I don't know if that's too wide.
Nice if he could. Oh, where's the pink? It's okay. It's just whether it covers the pocket.
11.
I don't think it's... Ooh, mind you.
It's tough. Oh. Wow, he's covered everything.
Goodness me.
That's just unfortunate, that is.
Incredibly unfortunate, yeah.
And now he's left with this issue that he has to leave it safe now.
Yeah.
Because those 2 reds on the left, if you're finishing near the bottom cushion, are going to be available, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've tempted to just nudge that red there, yeah.
Kyron Wilson, 11.
I mean, he's got the red directly below the white, but let's be honest, if he pulls that off,
yeah,
of a pot.
Yeah. 3-1 down, knowing it could be your last shot, that would be the risk of all risks to take. So, I mean, it's a tempter, I guess, if that's what it was attempted to leave. But you know, as you say, I'd be amazed if he took that on.
Could be a touch-up for the 2 reds directly below the pink spot. The second one down. Could just roll against that one. He's not leaving anything there. He's blocking the red that's just below the white now. Yeah, that's what he's done. Oh, I don't know, has he? Yeah, he has. He's covered it. My worry was that he was leaving that. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's left it on.
Oh, wow. as Jolly played his last shot at this year's Virtual World Community World Championships. I can't call it that. Whoops. Sorry, Joe. But,
and that is where you know the ball is rolling for you.
1.
That black's on, as you say.
Yeah, all Jolly's done there is he's played the wrong object ball to roll against. If he'd have gone the red, like I said, second red down from the pink spot, he's blocked everything
8.
then.
Yeah.
That's a shame. But we'll see what happens. It's early days.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you know. But the way that JPage has played, equally, I wouldn't be surprised either if he just took this chance. And this is again full throttle to be playing this at. Let's see how he gets on. It's there. Opens the balls up a little bit more.
Split them up again, yeah.
Let's just wait till the cue ball stops, just so we know the situation. But he's okay. And this now, you would say, is a chance he'll rub his hands together a lot more at. This is a real chance to make something happen here and finish it at this visit. And I'll tell you something, if he doesn't, then he'll have a blooming tricky safety shot to pull off, not to leave Jolly in. So I think he's committed to it fully now, and if he wants to win this frame, he could do with taking it in this visit. And if he does, he'll be setting up a best of 9 encounter between himself and Sam Millers. That would be a mouth-watering prospect, really would.
That's a great shot.
14.
Tough blue, that.
Yeah, it was. Got a lot of good, tough shots today. A lot of good recovery shots. Because to be fair, you know, his break building hasn't been perfect. He's had to chase the cue ball around. Really, some of that not of his own doing. He's had some unfortunate hits off the cushion and contact with other balls, etc. But you know, he's played some very good recovery shots today, and he's not quite got the cue ball on a string even here. So just trying to and get himself in. As I said earlier, when those balls split, it's not in your control. It sometimes takes a few shots just to get where you want to be, and ultimately, I think the main thing after you get a split is just making sure you're on a red. Sometimes it doesn't matter where it is and where it leaves you. It's just knowing, right, I'm playing the red and chances are I'll be on a colour next up. That's really a worst case scenario.
It is, yeah. And it's easy to think like that as well. A lot of the breaks you see that are there, they almost look messy. Even though they've knocked in 70 or 80, but they're messy in a sensible way, if that makes sense. Yeah.
It's you know, they're risky shots, but in the other sense, the least risky, if you like. Weighing up all the options, it's a colour that might be a little bit more difficult, but definitely gets you on a red. It's all those decisions that go through your head. It's not like you come to the table with a predetermined plan of how you're going to clear up all these reds. And let's be honest, even if you come to the table with that plan, it very rarely goes to plan, because if it did, then you know we'd all be like Sam Millers knocking in centuries every frame. But that man seems
25.
invincible at the moment. And but saying that, you know, I think whoever gets through this will be a good match for him, and be a fascinating one to watch over that best of 9. I think, you know, real much longer match than we've obviously seen previously. I know these have been best of 7s, but there's just something about a best of 9, you know, that's again, it's a bit longer, and if it goes down to the end, I mean, we could have a very late night if a best of 9 goes down to a decider.
Oh yeah, the best of 9 is it can be a long process, that.
Yeah. It's a strange, isn't it? Because I know in my career modes I can tend to get, well, probably because I lose 4-0, but I can usually get best of 7s done in the best part of 40-50 minutes. So it is a strange transition coming here from that sort of environment. But what you're forgetting, of course, you know, the AI play a lot quicker, and I think when you
up as well,
exactly, yeah. So all those variants of play, but I don't think there's anything better personally than watching 2 humans play against each other. Just the changing shots, because ultimately when you're playing against AI, you know, there's only so many shots they'll take, and it's just refreshing to see different approaches.
Right. They do, and I've noticed something in my career mode on mine. It's almost like the AI has some sort of a cyber attack on himself, and he ends up playing some most audacious shot. I've never seen anything like some of the shots that they played. You know, like you snooker them off the break behind the green or something, and they take about 8 shots to get it anywhere near the reds.
Yeah,
you know, they play it directly into the green or into the brown, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on here? But yeah, you're right. It doesn't. You cannot beat 2 humans going against each other at Snooker 19. I think it's 100 times better.
39.
But the pain could be starting to settle in now for Jolly, who knows that this could be the end for him. A break of 39 this time, but he's got 54 ahead as JPage. He'll make that 55. There are 6 reds left in this table, so that means there's 75 points available.
40.
He's 55 ahead. He only needs a few more balls, and he's in to the final.
Yeah, he's looking at rolling through for the red near the white where it is now. Needs to bounce a little bit.
45.
Yeah, it is. It's fine. Mind you, when you know that you need this and probably another shot for the match, it is going to get a bit tense playing this sort of shot, but you think you'd be okay. Is it there? It looks good to me. Yeah, it's dropped.
Yeah, good shot.
So just colour and the next red. And barring snookers, it'll be JPage who makes the next.
He'd be playing the blue here for that red near the 3 at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think even if he overruns it at dead weight, the red on the black spot, I think would pot against the far knuckle. So he's got a couple of reds there to choose from.
Plays that at the bang on the right pace, so that's absolutely fine.
Perfect.
51.
Got an excellent chance now. Just one ball needed. It's going to be unfortunate for Jolly, but I think without being too harsh, this scoreline is definitely fair. One player has been better than the other, playing this at a lot of pace, and it's there. So barring snookers, we have our 2 finalists.
52.
I think particularly in the second half of the match, there's been really good stuff from JPage. There was a few stutters at the start, but I think that ultimately, you know, there's some big turning points. I don't think Jolly really took advantage when JPage had played a few poor shots. I think we have to look back to that 4th frame where Jolly really should have made it 2 each. I think from there, you know, it's going to be a problem. Obviously going 3-1 down. But, you know, not to give either player a disservice, Jolly's not played terribly. He's played well to get to the semi-final, and he'll be pleased with where he's got to, of course. Gutted that he's not got to the final, but, you know, commiserations to Jolly. He's played well in this tournament, but he's going to be JPage that goes through to the final. And what a mouth-watering prospect we've got. I am really, really looking forward to that. As I said, that should be with you in a few days' time, I believe. But the TV schedule is to be announced on that one, so we will see.
I'd like to think he'll finish off with a 10 here, Toby.
That'd be great.
Touch to end the match, wouldn't it?
That'd be great. Yeah, it really would.
66.
So come on then, early predictions for the final. You're going to stick your neck out on the line and say JPage will win it? Because I think that, you know, after we've bigged Sam Miller's up, I think that he's the choice to win it. Or is there more to it than that?
73.
I think a safe bet is probably Page, based on experience and all that sort of thing. I got a sneaky suspicion, and not because I lost to the guy, Toby, but I got a funny feeling that there could be a little 74. Bit of an upset in Sam. I think he's going to cause Page some problems. I certainly think that if no disrespect to Jolly, you know, he's better than he showed in this match, but I do think that if Sam's left the chances,
81.
like Jolly has been left, I think he'll be more clinical.
Yeah. We'd definitely have a closer match, wouldn't we?
And he proved that in the breaks and the frames that he's won in previous rounds. But yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be a good final. But I'm going to slightly edge it with Sam.
82.
Okay.
I think it'd be tight, but I think Sam's probably going to pinch it 5-4, 5-3, something like that.
Yeah, it'd be tough to disagree with that. I think it is going to be close, but I just think that it'd be very tricky to bet against Sam. But, you know, JPage has got the experience. It's going to be a great match, you know.
89.
It will, yeah.
Really equal match. And
both worthy winners in my opinion. Anyway,
exactly. That's what makes it the best thing, isn't it? You know, really the two best players from the tournament have got to the final. You know, so that's really the best thing. But he's playing a good break
91.
here. He's JPage to finish this off. Tough shot on the green to keep it going. Come on. It looks good.
It's there.
It's dropped.
Yeah.
So just brown and blue for the final frame ton. Brown's there. This blue surely will go. Surely.
98.
Come on. It's going to be there.
Yeah, it's there.
Well done. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
Ton up for JPage.
That's another great.
It is. Excellent stuff. And I think on the back of that, as we've said, the final should be an absolutely excellent watch.
109.
Well, commiserations, Jolly. Great effort, mate, and well played, JPage.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more. JPage pots the final black, which puts him into the final. It's been a great match. It really has. I thoroughly enjoyed commentating that. That was
And the first frame.
really an excellent watch. But ultimately, it is fairly one-sided in the end. JPage wins that match by 4 frames to 1. I think, as we alluded to,
Mark
the
Williams to break. Frame conceded.
the 4th frame was really big
and
there.
match.
In deciding the match, whereby JPage went 3-1 up as opposed to it being 2 frames apiece. But it's just the way that things happen, and momentum is a big thing in this sport. But you know, I hope you've all enjoyed that. Nearly a 2-hour bonanza, so plenty of excitement there to fill your evening. And I hope you've all enjoyed our commentary. We've certainly enjoyed it, myself and Lee. Thank you very much to Lee for joining me, and we'll see you all for the next match, which of course will be the final. So I hope you've all enjoyed, and we'll see you guys for that. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Cheers, guys.